And if that sounds unbelievable, stay with me for just a moment, because today I'm going to show you exactly why this simple carb trick works, how it taps directly into your hormones, and why it can burn more fat than starving yourself for 2 full days. This video isn't about magic, supplements, or suffering. It's about timing, physiology, and a method that finally makes your body work with you, not against you. Before we go deeper, let me ask you something. Have you ever hit a weight loss plateau even doing everything right? Eating clean, lowering calories, cutting carbs, and still nothing? Or maybe you're stuck in that cycle where you lose weight one week but gained it all back the next. If that's you, this video is exactly what you've been needing, because I'm going to explain how your hormones, especially leptin and insulin, secretly control your fat-burning switch, and how a strategic carb timing window can flip that switch back on. By watching until the end, you'll understand why your metabolism slows down, how to reset it, and how to finally burn fat fast without extreme fasting or destroying your energy. You'll walk away with a method that brings back steady fat loss, better sleep, fewer cravings, and a body that responds again. So take a breath, stay with me, and let's unlock the science behind this fat-burning breakthrough together. When people first hear about a carb trick that helps them burn fat fast, they usually raise an eyebrow, as if I just told them gravity took the day off. But the truth is, your hormones have been quietly steering the ship this whole time. Leptin, insulin, and your metabolic rhythm decide whether you burn or store. Once you understand that, the whole eat less, move more myth crumbles. What's powerful here is that none of this depends on age. Your body still responds to the right signals, even if it's been ignoring the wrong ones for decades. Think of your body like a tired employee who's been given terrible instructions for years. When you finally introduce proper carb timing, it's like handing it a clean, simple checklist, and suddenly, everything works again. This natural fat-burning method doesn't force you into extreme fasting or punishing routines. Instead, you build a quiet alliance with your hormones, helping them do what they were designed to do. And the beauty here is how effortlessly a proper metabolism boost slides into place once the signals are corrected. You see, most people don't need another restrictive diet. They need a leptin reset, a kind of hormonal recalibration that lets the body feel safe burning fat again. When leptin rises to healthy levels and insulin stops flooding the system, weight loss stops feeling like a battle. Suddenly, meals energize instead of crash you. This is why the method works for both a 28-year-old and a 68-year-old. Hormones speak the same language at every age. You just have to talk back in the right tone. And here's where people lean in. You don't have to starve to unlock this. No 72-hour fast, no drinking only air and herbal sadness. Eating correctly at the right times can drive your insulin sensitivity higher than some people see after months of dieting. That's the unspoken promise here. You burn more by eating smarter, not less. And once you feel this click into place, it's like discovering your body's hidden fat-burning switch was never broken, just ignored. Everything I'm sharing with you is grounded in physiology, not internet magic tricks. Hormones decide the game, but you control the playbook. When you apply the right fat-burning method, with accurate carb timing, strategic meals, and consistency, your metabolism wakes up fast. And once that metabolism boost kicks in, the transformation feels almost unfair. But this is only the start, because the real challenge appears when you discover what's been silently blocking all your progress from the beginning. Most people think they're doing everything right. Skip meals, cut calories, push through cravings, and assume that suffering equals progress. But here's the twist. Pairing strict dieting with long fasting often triggers the exact opposite reaction. Instead of helping you burn fat fast, your metabolism taps the brakes. It's like your body whispers, if food is rare, better store everything. And that's when the slowdown begins. No matter how hard you try, the scale barely moves. This is the moment most people hit that dreaded weight loss plateau. You know the feeling. You're doing all the right things and watching absolutely nothing happen. It's not laziness or lack of willpower. It's biology running on survival mode. Without strategic carb timing or a proper fat-burning method, the body chooses safety over fat loss. And trust me, once the metabolism shifts into conservation mode, it becomes the most stubborn roommate you've ever had. Then comes the hunger. Oh, the hunger. It doesn't politely knock, it kicks the door down. Along with it comes fatigue, mood swings, and that "please don't talk to me until I eat something" energy. This happens because the body isn't receiving the right signals for a metabolism boost. It's trying to conserve fuel, not burn it. And when your energy dips, your motivation dips twice as fast. Suddenly, every healthy habit feels harder than it should. At the core of this entire mess is one hormone, leptin. When leptin drops, your body shuts down fat burning like a business closing early on a Friday. A true leptin reset becomes impossible when you're trapped in starvation mode habits. And once leptin falls too low, the body refuses to release stored fat because it thinks a famine is coming. No carb trick, no diet, no motivation will bypass that wall until leptin is restored. But here's the good news. Your body isn't broken, it's just misunderstood. You don't need more suffering, you need better strategy. When you support insulin sensitivity and break the survival loop, everything begins to shift. The hunger calms, energy returns, and the body becomes responsive again. And the moment you start sending the right hormonal signals, the real transformation begins. Which brings us to the part most people never discover, the quiet mechanism that flips fat burning back on from the inside.
Most people believe the secret is simple. Cut carbs and everything will magically fall into place. But that mindset backfires faster than you'd expect. When you slash carbs too aggressively, your body interprets it as another threat, and that's when things start spiraling. Without even realizing it, you sabotage your own fat-burning method. Because carbs aren't the enemy, misusing them is. And the moment you remove them entirely, your internal chemistry shifts in the wrong direction. Then there's the other trap, eating carbs at the completely wrong times. Timing matters more than most people ever imagine, which is why carb timing is such a game changer. When carbs show up at the wrong moment, the body stores instead of burns. Energy crashes, cravings spike, and your ability to burn fat fast evaporates. It's like pouring gasoline on wet wood. It simply won't light. And the frustration that follows can make anyone feel defeated. Cutting carbs too low also causes leptin to fall like a rock. And when leptin drops, fat loss stalls instantly. Your body stops responding to any type of carb trick because the permission to burn fat signal disappears. That's why people feel stuck even after eating clean for weeks. Their leptin is whispering, "Store, don't burn." Without a proper leptin reset, the body refuses to cooperate. And that's when the scale becomes painfully stubborn. Add stress to the mix, and things get even worse. When cortisol rises, often from dieting too hard or restricting too much, it damages insulin sensitivity. And when insulin stops working efficiently, fat storage becomes automatic, even when you're not overeating. It's the perfect storm. Low carbs, high stress, slow metabolism. Without a strategic metabolism boost, your body clings to every calorie for dear life. And that's why so many people fail without knowing what went wrong. So the real issue isn't the carb itself, it's the lack of strategy behind it. The wrong carb at the wrong time becomes a fat-storing trap. But the right carb, used with intention, becomes a metabolic switch. It all comes down to balance, timing, and understanding how your chemistry reacts. When you align carbs with your biology, everything changes. And it leads directly into one of the most overlooked secrets in nutrition, the part almost nobody talks about, yet it determines how your body burns fat at rest. Here's where things finally start clicking into place. The carb trick isn't about piling carbs on your plate. It's about placing them in the exact window when your body is primed to respond. This window is tied directly to insulin sensitivity, which rises and falls like a tide throughout the day. When you pair carbs with your body's natural rhythm, magic happens. Suddenly, fat storage shuts off and your fat-burning method wakes up. It's not force, it's alignment. And alignment always beats restriction. One version of this strategy happens right after a workout. Post-training, the muscles are hungry for glycogen, and your insulin is at its friendliest. This timing transforms carbs into fuel, not fat, giving you a clean metabolism boost. Think of it like opening a metabolic doorway. Carbs walk straight into the muscles instead of lingering in the bloodstream. This form of carb timing is ideal for people who enjoy training and want to burn fat fast without starving themselves. It's simple, smart, and surprisingly forgiving. Another powerful version happens at the end of the day. Yes, you read that right. Carbs at night. When applied correctly, this can trigger a gentle leptin reset, helping the brain feel safe again. Higher leptin at night improves sleep quality, lowers stress hormones, and stabilizes appetite for the next day. Instead of storing fat, your body relaxes and recalibrates. And when leptin rises, the fat-burning method becomes far more efficient. It's the opposite of outdated diet advice, and yet it works beautifully. The third option is using the carb trick after a light 18 to 20-hour fast. Not an extreme fast, just enough to increase insulin sensitivity and quiet inflammation. When your body is in this state, even a modest dose of the right carbs becomes a metabolic catalyst. It breaks the fast strategically, sending the message that the danger is over. This gives you a smooth metabolism boost without the crash. It's a refreshingly gentle approach for people who don't want chronic fasting, yet want steady results. Each of these versions uses carbs like a scalpel instead of a hammer. You're not overwhelming the system, you're guiding it. When the right carb enters at the right moment, your body flips from storage mode to burning mode almost effortlessly. It becomes a partnership instead of a battle. And once this switch flips, you begin noticing changes that diets alone could never deliver. Because the real secret isn't the carb itself, it's the precise moment it meets your biology, which leads directly into an even deeper mechanism behind fat loss. Once you understand what happens behind the scenes, everything starts making sense. When leptin rises, it does far more than control hunger. It actually activates the body's internal fat burners. It's like lighting a torch inside your metabolism, giving your fat-burning method the green light to operate at full power. This is why a proper leptin reset can break plateaus that felt impossible. When leptin speaks, the body listens. And when it says burn, the body obeys. And then there's insulin, another misunderstood ally. When your insulin sensitivity improves, carbs stop behaving like troublemakers and start behaving like teammates. Instead of storing them, your body uses them as clean fuel. This is the foundation of smart carb timing. Carbs become energy, not baggage. They lift you, power you, and, ironically, help you burn fat fast. And if one message deserves emphasis here, it's this: your problem was never the carb itself. Lowering cortisol is another crucial piece. High stress blocks fat loss more effectively than sugar ever could. But when your hormones finally settle into balance, cortisol steps out of the way, letting your metabolism boost flow naturally. Your energy stabilizes, your cravings quiet, your body stops hoarding calories and starts releasing them. For those who want to delve deeper, there are complementary resources with up-to-date information on natural strategies and well-evaluated options for 2025. The link is just below in the video description. Another piece of this elegant puzzle comes from thyroid hormones, T3 and T4. When they're supported correctly, they lift your metabolism like wind filling the sails of a boat. They accelerate everything: digestion, energy, fat oxidation, heat production. This is why the right carb trick can quietly influence thyroid activity without extreme dieting. You're nudging the system, not shocking it. And the body always prefers cooperation over chaos. All these hormonal shifts work together to increase your resting metabolic rate, your RMR, the calories you burn simply by existing. Imagine burning more while sitting, thinking, breathing, or even relaxing. That's the real beauty of a strategic fat-burning method. It works even when you're not working. The engine stays warm instead of cooling down. And when these mechanisms align, they set the stage for something even more surprising. The moment your body begins burning fat automatically, even during your quietest hours.
Start simple. Gradually reduce carbs across the day instead of making a dramatic cut that shocks your system. Think of it as tapering, not vanishing. This helps preserve insulin sensitivity while nudging your metabolism in the right direction. A gentle reduction prevents the hunger spikes that kill consistency and sabotages attempts to burn fat fast. You're training your body to expect carbs at smarter moments, which primes the carb trick to work when it matters. Small, sustainable changes beat heroic short-term sacrifice every time. Keep portions sensible and honor fullness cues. Your body will reward that respect. And as you ease carbs down, you'll set up the perfect stage for targeted carb timing later in the day. Next, choose the window that fits your life: post-workout, end of day, or after a light 18 to 20-hour fast. This is the actual carb timing decision that turns a simple meal into a fat-burning method tool. Pick one window and treat it like a non-negotiable appointment with your metabolism. If you train, the post-workout slot often gives the cleanest metabolism boost. If you're stressed, an evening window may deliver a useful leptin reset. Whatever you pick, be consistent. Your hormones like patterns. One window a few times a week beats random carb binges any day. Consistency teaches your body when to expect fuel, and that predictability is powerful. When it's time to eat carbs, choose clean, minimally processed sources: rice, sweet potato, oats, banana, quinoa. These options support stable blood sugar and help your insulin sensitivity work like it should. Clean carbs fill glycogen stores and feed muscles without sending insulin on a wild ride that encourages fat storage. A smart carb trick uses quality over quantity. You don't need a mountain of pasta, just the right amount at the right moment. Pair these carbs with lean protein and some fiber to moderate absorption and extend satiety. That combo helps you burn fat fast while feeling satisfied, not ravenous. And the better your food choices at that window, the greater the metabolism boost you'll see. Avoid ultra-processed carbs like candy, pastries, and sugary drinks. Those are the false friends of fat loss. They spike insulin, spike hunger, and undermine any fat-burning method, no matter how perfect your timing is. If you slip occasionally, it's not the end of the world, but make slips the exception, not the rule. Stress and sleep can sabotage your leptin reset, so pair smart food choices with recovery practices like better sleep and lower stress. Think of the whole plan as a systems upgrade. Food quality, timing, and lifestyle all contribute to your RMR. The fewer the processed carbs, the more reliable your carb trick will be. Over time, your body starts preferring this rhythm and pays you back with steadier energy and better results. Finally, repeat the strategy 2 to 4 times a week, enough to signal abundance but not so often that it becomes chaotic. This frequency gives you repeated leptin reset boosts and a recurring metabolism boost necessary to push past plateaus. Track how you feel and adjust portions rather than abandoning the plan at the first wobble. Remember, the goal is to make this a sustainable fat-burning method, not a stunt you can't keep. Small wins compound. Consistent windows, clean carbs, and steady practice create real change. Next up, we'll cover the results you should expect and how to fine-tune if things stall, so you'll know exactly what to watch for. When this fat-burning method starts working in your body, the first thing you notice is how you begin to burn fat ass almost without forcing it. It feels as if your system finally remembers what it was designed to do all along. Your clothes loosen a bit, your face sharpens, and that stubborn belly that once felt glued to you begins to shift. It's the natural response to better carb timing and improved insulin sensitivity working together. The engine simply wakes up, and once it does, it becomes very hard for your body to go back to its old sluggish ways. Yet the most surprising part is that this transformation doesn't demand perfection, just consistency. Then comes the quiet blessing no one talks about: less hunger. When leptin reset kicks in, the constant search for snacks fades like background noise you didn't realize was driving you crazy. You stop fighting yourself and start feeling in control again. That shift alone changes everything: your mood, your discipline, your relationship with food. It's wild how one small carb trick can calm that internal storm. And once you realize you're no longer ruled by cravings, you begin wondering what else in your life can be reset just as easily. That curiosity opens the door for deeper changes. As your appetite stabilizes, your body's natural metabolism boost steps into the spotlight. Tasks that once drained you become easier, almost lighter. You wake up with more energy instead of dragging yourself into the day. It's not the jittery kind of energy from caffeine, it's the steady, grounded kind that makes you feel capable again. And this new metabolic rhythm is what prepares your body to burn fat fast without forcing it. It's the difference between pushing a boulder uphill and letting gravity finally work in your favor. Once that shift happens, it becomes nearly impossible not to feel encouraged. Another unexpected but welcome result is how your sleep improves. When your hormones settle, especially after a good leptin reset, your nights become deeper, calmer, and far more restorative. With better sleep, your morning mindset changes automatically. You feel clearer, more optimistic, more ready to take on challenges. Sleep becomes a silent partner in your fat-burning method, multiplying the benefits of proper carb timing. And honestly, good sleep might be the most underrated tool for a metabolism boost. Once you feel it, you understand why everything starts falling into place. With cleaner energy, steadier hunger, and a faster metabolism, something powerful happens. You naturally slip into a deeper caloric deficit without suffering. It's effortless rather than forced. The body burns through stored fat because every system is finally aligned. Insulin sensitivity, leptin response, energy output, and the core carb trick strategy keeping everything running smoothly. This is where results accelerate, often catching people off guard. They realize the process feels easier now than when they were restricting harder. And as these changes compound, they set the stage for what comes next. One of the biggest pitfalls people stumble into is simply overdoing it. They hear about the carb trick, get excited, and suddenly start treating it like an all-you-can-eat pasta festival. But this fat-burning method isn't about piling carbs onto the plate. It's about precision, intention, and smart carb timing. Think of it like seasoning. A little enhances the flavor, too much ruins the whole meal. And when you overload, your insulin sensitivity drops instantly. That one move is enough to stall your metabolism boost and leave you wondering why nothing's changing. Another silent saboteur? Processed carbs. I'm talking about the industrial stuff that looks innocent in the package but hits your hormones like a wrecking ball. Cookies, crackers, sugary, healthy cereals. Your body burns through these differently, and not in a burn fat fast kind of way. Instead of triggering a helpful leptin reset, they spike and crash your hormones like a roller coaster. Clean carbs fuel the method. Dirty carbs flip it upside down. Imagine putting diesel in a gasoline engine. Sure, it'll run, but not for long, and the damage adds up fast. Timing is another trap people fall into. You might choose great carbs and even the right amount, but if you eat them at the wrong moment, the entire fat-burning method short-circuits. Your carb timing is the steering wheel of this strategy. Eat too early and your insulin curve works against you. Eat too late and your body stores instead of burns. It's like showing up to a party when everyone's already gone home. You missed the magic window. When insulin sensitivity is lowest, carbs act more like storage instructions than fuel. And of course, there's the classic enemy that ends up being inconsistency. Even the best strategies fall apart when applied only when convenient. You can't expect a metabolism boost to appear if you activate the method one day, abandon it the next, and resurrect it only when motivation hits. Think of this like tuning a musical instrument. The harmony only holds if you maintain the rhythm. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum is what turns a simple carb trick into a predictable fat-burning cycle. Without that rhythm, the results wobble like a table with one short leg. And the most snaky part is that most people don't realize these mistakes are happening. They assume the method stopped working, when in reality, tiny missteps compounded silently in the background. The wrong snack here, the wrong hour there, the inconsistent day in between, each one chips away at progress. But once these pitfalls become visible, they're easy to correct. And when you fix them, the method locks back into place almost immediately, setting the stage for something even more powerful waiting just ahead. As we wrap this up, I want to pull you into one last immersive moment, because if you truly let this sink in, it can shift the way you approach your body from this day forward. Think of everything we covered as a powerful fat-burning method waiting in your hands, one that doesn't require misery or extremes, but rather awareness and timing. When you combine the carb trick with smart carb timing, your body responds almost faster than your mind can process. And as your insulin sensitivity strengthens, so does your confidence. This is where transformation stops being an idea and starts becoming a rhythm. And honestly, this is where the magic of storytelling meets the science of change. If this was just information, you'd forget it tomorrow. But when you feel the shift, when you imagine your metabolism warming up, your hormones aligning, your energy stabilizing, you start to internalize it. That's the true metabolism boost you're searching for, the one that happens inside before you ever see it in the mirror. It's like a spark turning into a flame, guiding you toward a burn fat fast pattern that feels almost effortless when done right. And now, before you head out, there's one more thing I want you to experience. I've linked a video that expands on this journey with dynamic editing and deeper insights, and it ties perfectly into everything you've learned here. Think of it as the next chapter, one that reinforces the leptin reset process and helps you tighten the exact steps we covered. If this episode opened the door, that one walks you through it. So make sure to click it right after this. It'll elevate your understanding and make your results come even faster. And hey, if you found real value here, if the dots finally connected, if the science finally made sense, and if you feel like you finally have a path that isn't just another gimmick, then take a moment to subscribe. Hit the like button, share this with someone who needs a breakthrough just as much as you do. It may sound simple, but trust me, this kind of message reaches who it needs to reach when the community pushes it forward. You never know whose entire health journey might change because you shared it. So I'll keep this last bit short and sweet. You've got the tools, you've got the understanding, and you've got a method built on timing, hormones, and strategy, not deprivation. Your journey doesn't end here. In fact, you're standing right at the beginning of something bigger. Go watch the next video I linked, absorb it like fuel, and prepare yourself, because what comes next builds on everything we set in motion today.